thick and thick, and when I really get to clicking, but I'm looking for a sister to revive them when I kiss them. If you want some melody, just let me.
Hello guys, and again, welcome back to my channel. So this year I finally did something super exciting that I've been wanting to do since I finished high school, and that was to start full-time work. So last year, at the end of last year, I finished my master's, and this year in January I started my first ever full-time job. Oh my goodness, I was so excited to finally be making my own money and to be a little bit more independent and just finally do that next adult step in my life. While there was all those really happy, excited feelings, oh my goodness, I was so nervous and so scared, and I had no idea what to expect. So this is just going to be a little video of the top 5 tips or top 5 things that I wish that I had known or had set in place for myself straight away, just to help you guys get started on this super exciting, super scary transition, part of adulthood, 23, how exciting. So away we go. So my first tip number 1, make sure you set yourself some boundaries. I know I've said this before in other videos, and the reason that I'm saying it again is because it's so important to make sure that you have those boundaries in place for yourself. So what I mean by that is make sure that you're working when you're getting paid to work. I know that sounds a little bit rigid, especially in this kind of era that we live in where we all work flexible hours and things like that, but you need to set yourself boundaries for your mental health and give yourself a space that you're not thinking about work, and set those kind of mental barriers for yourself as well. Don't take work home. Don't put your work emails on your phone. I even have boundaries where I don't really reply to texts or messages from work when I'm not at work, unless it's really urgent. And this is something that my boss always says to me, or my supervisor, she always says to me, set yourself up from the very beginning with those boundaries and stick to them throughout the entirety of your career. Set yourself up from the beginning the way that you want to keep working. I just thought that was such sage advice and such a beautiful thing to say to someone who obviously was new and learning all the ropes. So yeah, that's a really great tip that I think I was lucky enough to have imparted on me when I first started full-time work. Tip number 2, be confident in yourself. If you are like me and you did a uni degree, or even if you didn't, if you did some other kind of certificate or something else, or you just had a lot of work experience under your belt from part-time or casual work, chances are that you know some stuff and that you're not going to go in knowing absolutely nothing. So even though you know that you know what you're doing, being a young person in the workplace can be really hard, because people that are older or more experienced than you can carry this bias against you that you might not know what you're doing, or that you don't have as much experience as them, which is true, but that doesn't mean that you don't know how to do your job or know what you're doing. One thing that I really wish that I could remember, and I'm still learning to do now, is to be confident in yourself and be confident in your abilities and be confident in what you know, because you've got the job for a reason and you're qualified and you've worked hard to get to this place. So now is not the time to doubt yourself. If you are confident in yourself, people will respect you more and they'll put more weight on what you're saying. Tip number 3. So this one can be really hard to balance with tip number 2, and it is be open and be willing to learn. Yes, it is so great and so empowering to be confident in yourself, but we also need to admit when there's things that we don't know and ask for help and accept learning opportunities in the workplace. Take advantage of people around you who have been doing it for longer or might have a wider pool of knowledge than you have. And never be too proud to ask for help, because people will respect you so much more for asking for help than for making a really big, unforgivable kind of mistake when it could have been easily fixed by asking someone what you were supposed to be doing. Tip number 4, buy yourself a really good quality planner that you love and get to know it, and put every single thing in it. I have a planner this year from Migos and I am so in love with it. It's so great. It's just perfect for me, but it's really important to buy one that works for you. So you can buy the full day ones, or the week by week ones, or even the month by month ones. I don't know how anyone fits everything on the month by month ones, but if that's what works for you. Even if you've never been a planner kind of person before, I can almost guarantee that once you start full-time work and you have all these different meetings and schedules and appointments and things that you have to adhere to, and you have to be at all these different things all the time, it's going to be your best friend, because you cannot remember every single one of your appointments or your meetings all the time. And it's going to save you from double booking yourself or from looking dumb for missing a meeting. It's really, really a powerful, great tool that you can use to keep you on track and to keep you organized. And it makes you look to your colleagues and your peers like you're on top of things as well. And you get to feel like you're on top of things. So for me, I take my planner pretty much everywhere I go. It's like my best friend. It's the first thing that I get out of my bag in the morning, and I check what I've got scheduled in for the day. And as people come in my door, or as I see different clients, or I get different phone calls scheduling in different meetings, I write that straight in right away. I don't delay it, because then I know I'm going to forget to write it in. And if I forget to write it in, I'm not going to show up, or I'm not going to be expecting that person to be knocking on my door. My tip number 5 is do not forget what you treasure. This one is one that is so important, and I'm really passionate about this message. Starting a new job is a really exciting time, and it's a really big milestone in your adult life, especially if it's full-time work for the first time ever. But it's also a time that's really stressful, and you can put a lot of pressure on yourself to do well and to try and succeed and to be the best employee and to not have to ask for help, or to be the most confident person in the room. And I think that sometimes we can get so overtaken by the stress of it all and how overwhelming it is, and just trying to put all our effort into our job and do our best, which is okay, and there's nothing really wrong with that. But we also need to remember there are other important things in our lives, and things that are, I would say, more important than work. Things like our family and our friends and our hobbies and our passions. Don't put those on the back burner for work. So please make sure that you're writing in that new planner of yours all the dinners and lunch dates and walks and gym sessions that you schedule in with your friends. Blocking out some time for doing your hobbies, your cooking, your meditation, whatever it is that makes you happy. Block out some time in your planner for that, and don't cancel it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. My quick 5 tips for starting full-time work. If you liked this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, and please remember to subscribe below and click the notification bell. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.